Hey everybody, this is Mark, and in this video I want to show you 5 Photoshop tricks that will save you a ton of time. So I got Photoshop CC open right here, but this will work on pretty much any version of Photoshop if you're running an older version. These are tricks I've learned over the years that will save you time from entering another tool, having to remove yourself from what you're working on and going over to the side toolbar, or just something you may not even be able to do with a tool at all. So I got 5 of them and I use them every day. Let's take a look at what we got. So the first thing I got for you is something to deal with zooming. If we take a look in the bottom left corner, you can see it says 100%. That is the size of the image represented in your screen. So this is the actual size of the picture. Now, if we press the Z key, which is the zoom, we can zoom in. Let me maybe throw in a little bit of a gradient here so we can actually see a little of something here. If I go back to the zoom tool, I can zoom in, and as you can see now we're at 300%, but we are missing pieces of the image. If we scroll to the side, you can see we are missing pieces of the image that is no longer in view. If we hold Alt or Option, a bonus tip for you, we will get our negative zoom tool, and then we can zoom out. But now it's not centered, it's just weird. How do you get it to fit in the screen? Well, it's a really simple thing actually. You could just keep playing with the zoom, but it's not that easy. But what we do is, if you want to get something to fit, you double click on the hand tool right here. This will then zoom it to fit. So 209.22%. How would you ever get that? Well, only by double clicking the hand tool. It's right above the zoom tool. So if we have just a weird thing that we're working with size wise, double click the hand tool, it'll zoom it to fit in your window. Next tip I got for you is drawing lines. Why would you really want to draw a line if there's the line tool right here? You can see we can draw a line right there. Why would you really want to do that? Well, it's useful if you don't want to switch over to this line tool right here, but it works for other tools other than just the brush. This drawing a line works in the brush tool and the eraser. I want to show you what I'm talking about real quick here. So if I open up the brush tool right here, let's see, we'll make our line bigger. Let's get a good color. How about red? I can just draw a line right here. But as you can see, it's a little squiggly of a line. But if you want to draw a straight, horizontal or vertical or whatever, a very perfectly straight line, this is how you do it. You click once for your initial point. Then you go to wherever you want the line to end. How about, I don't know, right here. Then you hold the Shift key, and then you click the, click your mouse again. And then there you go, it'll draw a perfectly straight line. And you can keep holding the Shift key and clicking multiple places, and this is where it gets really useful. So I keep holding Shift, I click, and then I can click, and then it's connecting these dots. And then now we have this very unique shape, something you could not have done easily with the line tool under the rectangle section. So it works really nicely. If we open up the eraser tool by clicking E, we can do the same thing. You can just click where you want your line to start, hold the Shift key, and then click, and then there you go. It will now erase for you, except it just drew a line for me. But it does work in the eraser tool. So anything that uses a brush will work the exact same way, which is really awesome. Back in the brush tool, I want to show you something that I use all the time, and that is sampling colors. Now, if you are working with multiple colors, you can go to the color palette right here, and then we got our eyedropper, and we can pick a color that we want to use right there, and it's pretty easy. But that's a lot of back and forth if you're doing that multiple times. But what you're going to do is, if you're in the brush tool, this also works in gradient as well, or color bucket, is if you're in there, you hold the Option or Alt key, you'll get your eyedropper tool right there. You can see it switch right there. And then I can just go ahead, hold the Option key, click, and then you can see right here, it's now updated that color palette. If I swap over to my other my background color by clicking X, another tip for you right there, you can see we now got our pink, and I can toggle between this with the X key. And it's just really easy to be able to swap between these two and easily pick colors. If we open up the paint bucket right here, you can see I can also hold the Option key, get my thing, and then I can fill the paint bucket right there. And that works pretty cool that way as well. If we got multiple layers that I'm going to throw up right here onto the screen, see, now we got 2 layers right here. We got our background and we got our rectangle. If you want to use the V key to select and move things, let's say I click on this rectangle right here, but I end up moving the background layer. How do you do that? Well, you have to go down here, select that, then you can move it. Then you have to go back here, down, and then you can move that. But there's this little hidden button up here. If we are in our move tool, V, you'll do auto select layer. As you can see, I'm on layer 0 right now, but if I click on this rectangle, it now selects the rectangle right there in the corner. And I can go ahead and click on this layer 0, and it will then automatically select that. So it's a quick, easy way for working with multiple layers. You can easily swap between these, and it works pretty nicely. It is a little frustrating at times because if I'm on rectangle 1, I can click out here and I can still move it, so I'm not obstructing what I'm actually working on. So I prefer to leave it off, but it's a nice thing to keep on to. And finally, I want to share with you how you can easily make guides. It's kind of a little confusing if you want to like type in values, but there's an easier way to do this. Let me zoom out real quick. And if we're on a Mac right here, we can do Command R. This will pull up the rulers. And what we can do right here is, if you want to make a horizontal line, you click on the vertical axis up top, and then you drag down, and then now we can make our lines. So let's say I want to make it 1 inch. So you just keep going down until you are at the 1 inch mark about. And then now there we go. We have a line that is 1 inch into the image, which is really great for scaling. If we want to do a vertical line, you click on the vertical axis, drag across, and then now we can drop that at 1 inch as well. So now we have a 1 inch by 1 inch square that we can fill in, and that's great for easily making guides. The thing I love about Mac is that you can just search right here, so I can just go ahead and search, clear guides, and there we go. Now our guides are gone. Command R to get rid of the ruler, and that's pretty much it. Well, there you go. I hope this video helped you out. If you have any questions at all, let me know in the comment section below. If you want to see more tips like this, let me know as well. If you like this video, leave a like and hit the subscribe button for more videos like this. This is Mark with @Tech, and I'll see you in the next one.